All right, guys, so we finally have a solid date on the most powerful Hellcat ever created. I'm talking about the biggest Hemi, the biggest supercharger, the most horsepower, the highest amount of speed that a Hellcat's ever produced. We finally got a hard date as to when the last or the final last call edition is coming out. Go ahead and get your pockets ready because it's going to cost you. I'm talking well over six figures. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video for you guys. You can tell I'm in a car. That makes us a car blog. You don't know what's going down when I come around. Let's get into it. I've got car content, car shows, car reviews, car meets. Anything and everything car related happens on this channel, man. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because you're in the right place. I don't know why I'm doing all that. But hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out. So boom. We all know that Dodge has been dropping the last call editions. I think there's 7 of them, or yeah, they unveiled 6 of them, but there's 7 total. The first 6 were basically just, you know, graphics packages, glorified graphics packages, with the exception of the Charger 1320, which actually gives you some sort of functionality, you know what I'm saying, with the 1320 392. But the most powerful Hellcat ever produced, biggest horsepower, biggest Hemi, biggest supercharger, highest speed, finally has a date. Now, if you're familiar with what happened, this car was supposed to come out last year, like literally last year in October around that time. But for some reason, Dodge kept blowing up Hemis, like literally could not find a way as to how not to blow up the Hellcat Hemi. I mean, they were putting so much power through these cars that essentially all of these cars were overheating. Based on the article that I'm reading here, they have overheated and blown up 7 Hellcat engines. 7. Now, the bright side to that is they were able to effectively create the Dodge Demon, which is 840 horsepower, and they didn't blow that engine up. So the fact that they're blowing up 7 Hellcat engines back to back to back to back, I would assume this last Hellcat is going to be putting down 900 to 950 to possibly 1,000 horsepower. Because if they were able to somehow or another encapsulate all of that 840 horsepower for the Demon, but now for some reason they keep blowing it up, that tells me that they're really pushing the limits. So for all you guys that's ever wanted a 900 to 1,000 horsepower Hellcat stock from factory with warranty, now's your chance. So basically mark your calendars, guys, because they are going to be dropping this brand new Hellcat in, let's see here, March 20th at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, right? There's a special event that they're going to have at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway on March 20th, right? That's when they're going to unveil it. Obviously, it won't go on sale too much later after that, but that's when they're going to unveil it. Now, the messed up part about all this is that in theory, you're supposed to have a full year to order all of the last edition, last call 2023 Hellcats. This video is sponsored by CarLock. CarLock is a car security device that I stand by and recommend for some extra security and peace of mind if you own a Dodge Charger or Dodge Challenger. Check them out by clicking the link below in the description. Use code Knockout360 for an additional 10% off your Amazon purchase. And also use code Knockout360 for 14 extra free day trial. Let's get into the video. But because this Hellcat got delayed and pushed back so much, you're really only going to have about 6 to 7 months. You know, you're going to have about a half a year. Because if it's announced in March 20, it's probably not going to be released till April, May. It's not going to be available for order until April, and you're probably not going to be able to actually get a release date on it until May of sometime. So you're really only going to have half a year to put in your order for this last Hellcat. Now, to my understanding, they have not put a number limit on it, so it's not one of those things where you're only going to be able to get your hands on, like, what was the Demon, like 2,000 or something like that? They were only giving away like 2,100 or something like that. So apparently you'll be able to get your hands on as many as you can afford. And when I say afford, I mean just that. If Jailbreaks and Red Eyes are going for 100,000 plus, what do you think that this last Hellcat is going to go for? If Demons are going for 120, 130, 150, what do you think this last Hellcat is going to go for? So for all you guys that's out there trying to get a good deal on this last Hellcat, you can throw that out the window. I mean, like literally take that idea and throw it out the window, because you're going to be paying 6+ figures for this car. 6+ figures, right? Now, when the Demon came out, it was originally what, like 88,000 MSRP, something like that, 88, 89,000. And then of course with the options and all that stuff, it came out to a little under 6 figures, which I mean, for 840 horsepower muscle car, that's a deal. You're getting almost 1,000 horsepower for under 6 figures. You couldn't dare do that shit with Mercedes. Hell, you can't even do it with Chevy. Chevy is coming out with their C8 and it starts at 100,000. The ZR1 and the E-Ray is starting at 100,000. And those cars aren't even close to the power that the Demon was putting down, at least on paper is concerned. So needless to say, when Dodge drops this last Hellcat, I imagine it's going to have a starting price of 6 figures plus. So for all you guys that has 6 figures laying around and you don't mind putting it into a Mopar, a Challenger specifically, this is your opportunity. March 20th at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They're going to be hosting a special press conference, a special Dodge situation, and they're going to drop it. And we're expecting 900 at minimum. If the Hellcat is putting down, if the Demon is putting down 840, and the Jailbreak is right behind it at 807, super stock, obviously 807, red eye 797, we are easily expecting a minimum of at least 950. At minimum 950. And to my understanding, it's going to be E85 powered as well. Not your traditional gasoline, premium 93 or whatever, 93 if you're in the South, or at least North Carolina. E85 powered, you know what I'm saying? We're expecting a minimum of 950. So with that being said, we could be seeing the first Hellcat, the first car, the first muscle car, sports car, exotic car with over 1,000 horsepower produced from the factory and sold to the masses. That's the reality of it, guys. You know what I'm saying? You wanted Dodge to go out with the bang. They're going out with the bang with this one because apparently they're going to put everything that they got into it. And if that's the case, we're looking at the most powerful Hellcat ever created. You know what I'm saying? 950 plus horsepower. If they come out with 950, they might as well throw 50 on top of it and make it 1,000, like a smooth 1,000. Like I would imagine 1,000 horsepower Hellcat would sell from a marketing perspective and a promotional perspective a lot better than a 950 horsepower Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? Just because of not even the power, but simply because of the numbers and the fact that as a Dodge owner, you'll be able to sit back and say, I own 1,000 horsepower Hellcat. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys, that's it, man. We finally got an official date on when this car will be unveiled. Obviously, we don't know when they're going to take orders and stuff like that. It'll be significantly or shortly after the release date. So 9 times out of 10, if it's released or announced on March 20th, you're not going to be able to put your order in until probably April of some time. And you're probably not going to be taking delivery until probably mid-summer, end of summer, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, time is of the essence for these types of Hellcats. Now, for the other 2023 last call Hellcat, you got a whole year. Take your time. It's just January. You know what I'm saying? But for this bad boy, you're going to have about a half a year. So with that being said, guys, talk to me. How do you feel about it? Are you ready to pay 6 figures for a Hellcat, a Mopar, a Chrysler product, the Challenger? Are you ready for that? Because that's what you're going to be paying. See you guys in the next one, man. Peace.